Hello, everybody. I'm here with my Paladin card review. I'm very excited for Paladin. Right now, Murloc Paladin is a very popular deck, but I've always liked mid-range Paladin and other types of Paladin. So it'd be nice to see if any of these cards can have an impact on the meta and make some other Paladin decks potentially playable. So, we have the Paladin Death Knight, Uther of the Ebon Blade. It's 9 mana and you gain 5 armor when you play it. And you equip a 5/3 lifesteal weapon. So a 5/3 lifesteal weapon is nice. Obviously it's like getting Tyrion, but without the body for 1 extra mana. But you get 5 armor. And your weapon has lifesteal. Like, lifesteal is a big deal, so you're always going to be restoring 5 health every time you hit something. And your hero power changes to 2 mana, summon a... what was it called? Horseman. Horseman of the Apocalypse, that's what it's called. And so when you use your hero power, you get a 2/2 Horseman. Next time you use your hero power, you get another 2/2 Horseman. And there are 4 different Horsemen. And if you get all 4 of them on the board at the same time, you win the game. On the spot. Which is pretty insane. Just having a kind of, if you do this, win the game type effect is pretty insane. So, I'm really excited for this Death Knight, actually. I really like the, Uther of the Ebon Blade. It's very slow. But I think this will see some play, man. In like Control Paladin, Paladin, I don't see why you wouldn't play this. It's just good. It's just good. And yeah, the hero power, like getting the 4 horsemen to kill your opponent is not something that's gonna be easy. It's obviously it does make your 2/2s a threat, and so they're gonna be like, oh, I've got to kill the 2/2. You could potentially be playing things like Youthful Brewmaster, where you send one back to your hand, and then you can play multiple on the same turn and just win the game. So there are clunky things like that you could maybe do with it. But yeah, I don't think that type of... You can also do some kind of Auction Master Beardo combo, where you play coins and refresh your hero power and then just play it 4 times. So that is another thing that's going to be very, very interesting to experiment with. Obviously, Uther of the Ebon Blade is only 1 card in your deck, though, and so it's going to be... First, you have to draw this before you can even think about doing anything like that. And then you have to play it for 9 mana. So, actually getting the OTK off is going to be extremely difficult to pull off. But it does... I mean, I think the main thing is that it makes your hero power, your 2/2s a threat. Like, your opponent is going to be like, oh, I've got to kill that 2/2, I've got to kill that, or he's going to kill the game. Or he's going to win the game. So sometimes they're just going to be like 2/2s with taunts. I think this is strong. I think we'll see some play. 2 mana spell, Desperate Stand. Give a minion, Deathrattle, return this to life with 1 health. So this is very good with Deathrattle minions. Also very good with Divine Shield minions. It's basically like a redemption, but instead of a redemption that your opponent procs, it's... You choose which minion it goes on. You choose what gets the Deathrattle. So... I do like this. Obviously, if you have a minion with like Divine Shield and Taunt, something like a Wicked Flame Burn Bristle, this is very nice to use on. Yeah. Huh. Maybe we can see some kind of N'Zoth Paladin. Like maybe you'd play 1 of this. Obviously, using this on things like Cairn is pretty insane. Yeah, so it's I like it. But you can even get you can use this on Cairn, you get 2 Cairns back, and then your N'Zoth will summon 2 Cairns. Like, one of the problems with N'Zoth Paladin at the moment is that they don't play many Deathrattles. They literally just play like Tyrion and Cairn, and then that's it. Yeah, but with Divine Shield minions, this is also good. I mean, even with some of the new Paladin minions that we'll come on to as well. So it's an interesting card. It's a bit clunky. It is a bit clunky, so... Okay. Blackguard. 6 mana, 3/9. Whenever your hero is healed, deal that much damage to a random enemy minion. This is one of my favorite cards from the new set. This card is, like, really insane. First, it's got 9 health, which makes it hard to kill. Whenever your hero is healed, deal that much damage to a random enemy minion. So you can like play this and then like coin Ragalite Lord. You restore 8 health to your hero, and then you do 8 damage to a random enemy minion. You can use it with True Silver. With True Silver restores 2 health to your hero. Any lifesteal minions like the 3/2 with charge or Burn Bristle this works with. So maybe some kind of mid-range lifesteal Paladin could even be a thing. I'm really looking forward to Paladin, man. And this is one of the cards I'm most excited about. Because it's not... Like, I wouldn't guarantee that this is going to see a load of play. Because I think that... Firstly, Paladin has Spite with Steed, which is just one of the best... Arguably the best 6-drop in the game. And also, like, you wouldn't really play this in like current archetypes of Paladin. Or you'd want to be playing slightly more heal in certain decks. You're not going to be playing this in Murloc Paladin. But in more mid-rangey decks, slightly slower decks, this card is very exciting. Very exciting. Howling Commander, 3 mana 2/2. Battlecry, draw a Divine Shield minion from your deck. I'm not that excited about this card. Like 3 mana 2/2 draw card is pretty good. Like it's okay. You're gonna need to playing significant amount of Divine Shield minions for you to play this. Like you're not gonna be playing this card if you're only playing Tyrion and Burn Bristle. You're gonna have to play other Divine Shield minions as well. I mean the new 1-drop is fantastic, so you'll probably play that as well. 3 mana 2/2 draw card. Yeah, it's a good card. You're not going to play this in anything aggressive. Like, if you're playing this, it's going to be a slow to mid-range deck where you're just like, oh, give me my Tyrion right now. I don't think this card's that good, though. Light Sorrow. A 4 mana 1/4 weapon. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain +1 attack. This is a very strange card because... You look at it at first and you're like, oh my god, this is terrible. It's a 4 mana 1/4 weapon. And then you think about it for ages. And then you think, yes, it is terrible. It is a 4 mana 1/4 weapon. But the potential on this weapon is huge. If you're playing a lot of Divine Shields in your deck, this has 4 durability. So if you pop like 4 Divine Shields, this could be a 4 mana 5/4 weapon that could even get bigger. Like this could get huge. This has like crazy potential, but it's very slow. Obviously, like, you play this on 4. Either you've already got Divine Shield minions on the board and you can pop them off, and then it's great. Like if you manage to pop 2 and get this to 3 attack, then it's going to be really, really good. But a lot of the time. Like so many cards synergize so well with Righteous Protector, man. This is another one of the new cards, 1 mana 1/1 Divine Shield Taunt. I just think this is one of the best cards from the set. This card is just very good. And that's all I have to say, really. This card is just very good. Yeah. And, yeah. So I think this is probably going to be too slow. Even though it's got very high potential. It's another one of those cards that has like really high potential, but is most likely just going to be too slow. Like, you'd probably rather just play True Silver, for example. However, Bolvir Fireblood, 5 mana 1/7 Divine Shield. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, gain +2 attack. So this even includes its own Divine Shield. So if it loses its own Divine Shield, it goes up to 3 attack. And I think this card's very good. Because this is, at worst, a 5 mana 3/7. In fact, it's better than 5 mana 3/7, because first they have to pop the Divine Shield. But, yeah, this can scale up pretty quick. It can scale up pretty quick. If you're playing... Like, I'm really excited to try Divine Shield Paladin, man. Like, I'm even going to try Light Sorrow. Even though it's so clunky, I'm actually going to try this card. Because it can get so huge. It can get so huge. Yeah. And this is good. This is a good minion. Like, the question is a Divine Shield Paladin going to be better than Murloc Paladin? I would say probably no. I would say probably no. But I wouldn't write it off. I wouldn't write it off. Okay, 4-mana 5/2, Arrogant Crusader. It's a Deathrattle minion. If it's your opponent's turn, summon a 2/2 ghoul. So 4-mana 5/2 is obviously a very aggressive stat line, and this is similar to a couple of other minions that have an effect like this, where if your opponent kills it, it's bad for them because you get the Deathrattle to trigger. Whereas if you kill it on your turn, it's only a 4-mana 5/2. But if you're killing it on your turn, then you get to choose what to trade it into. So I think this card is actually really good. Like if I'm playing like a N'Zoth Paladin, I think I would play this card in the deck. It's better if you're ahead on board, because if you're ahead on board, you can like your opponent's gonna want to be clearing your stuff, and if they clear this, you do get the Deathrattle. Like it's almost like a shredder. Like if they kill this on your turn, it's like shredder. And if they kill it on their turn, it's like shredder. But even if you're behind on board, it's like normally you're behind on board, you play a minion, they want to kill it. Whereas this time you play a minion, they don't want to kill it, and then you get to kill off whatever you like with it. Even in that scenario, though, it is pretty slow because you're going to be taking a lot of damage to face. But I like this card. I think I would play this in N'Zoth Paladin. Huh, I like it. Dark Conviction. 2-mana spell, set a minion's attack and health to 3. So obviously we had Keeper of Alderman, which is a 4-mana 3/4, which had the same effect. Paladin has a lot of ways of dealing with big minions right now. So you've got like Aldor, you've got Tarim, you've got Equalities. So Control Paladin is pretty good at handling big minions, which is one use for this card. The nice thing about this card is it's flexible. You can use it to set an opponent minion's attack and health down to 3/3, or you can use it on one of your minions to buff it up to 3/3. Which is why I like this card. Like, you can play this card in, like, maybe even, like, a Devil Soreg type deck, type aggro Paladin. It's great if you use it on, like, on the 1/1 Divine Shield minion. So I think this is going to see play. It's definitely more likely to be in an aggressive deck than a control deck because of the flexibility of being able to make something small, but also be aggressive. So I actually really like this card, yeah. Some kind of aggressive... Maybe egg deck? Who knows? Maybe eggs. Feels good, man. Maybe Divine Shields. Obviously, buffing things is good with Divine Shields as well. It's good with this card, Righteous Protector. I'm not going to talk about this card much because I just think it's very good. Chillblade Champion, 4-mana 3/2, charge and lifesteal. So it's one of those cards that was also released a long time ago. And I don't think that many people were very impressed by it. But with the more cards that have come out, the more I like this card. It synergizes very well with Blackguard. Very nice with Blackguard. Because if you charge, get lifesteal, and then you deal damage with Blackguard as well. And it's really good with hand buffs. It's really good with hand buffs, because if you buff it once, it becomes a 4/3 with lifesteal. So you buff it once with like a Smuggler's Run or Grime Street Outfitter, then this suddenly becomes a Corcoran that also restores you 4 health when you charge it into something, and potentially even more after that if it's still alive. So the more I think about this card, the more I actually like this. And I'm going to be trying this card out 100% in a kind of a hand buff tempo Paladin. That's actually one of the decks I'm most excited for, man. Hand buff tempo Paladin. Can't wait! Can't wait for some hand buff tempo Paladin. Okay, that is all the cards. But yeah, Paladin is one of the classes I'm most excited about. Got a lot of interesting things that could maybe push Paladin archetypes that aren't really played to maybe being played. Hopefully, maybe some Divine Shield synergy we can get going on. But yeah, very hyped for Paladin, man. Very hyped for Paladin. This Dark Conviction is nice. I like it, man. I like it a lot. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.